Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of the FireRed playthrough. On the last episode we took out Brock and all of his rock types. Next we'll move on to Route 3, which has plenty of trainers, and I did actually want to open my menu first. Oh well, I think Squirtle's up front, but so that's Janice here as a Pidgey. Level 9, not very threatening at all. But at least we'll get to use Water Gun and see its animation and destroy that Pidgey. And yeah, get up to level 14. Squirtle won't be used much, if at all, during the next gym fight, so I'll try and get him as much experience as I can, because Sparky will be of much more use to me. But he still needs some. He still needs some experience after missing out in that gym battle, so annoying sand attack again. So let's take that Pidgey out, gain some experience, and defeated her. Okay, so moving on. We can't go through here, but let's head north and fight this bug catcher. Apparently we saw him in Viridian Forest. Although there are a lot of bug catchers in Viridian Forest, so I don't remember exactly which one you were. Especially since all of them had Caterpies and Weedles and such. Oh damn it, I forgot to switch again. Oh well. He still needs a bit of experience. Okay, so our speed's been lowered. Not interested in attacking in the slightest. Don't know why he has a level 10 Caterpie, as that could be a Butterfree by now, but hey. Oh, Weedle. Send out Sparky to get her some experience. Really hope this thing doesn't poison me. I do have a few antidotes left over from Viridian Forest, but just an annoyance. Well, it seems he only wants to use String Shot. Doesn't seem to be accomplishing very much at all, though. Go for one final Thunder Shock. I really hope that doesn't poison. Critical hit. Oh, good. Okay, so gain some experience and one final Caterpie. Luckily this thing doesn't have Poison Sting. Very annoying String Shot. It's a really long animation as well. You really don't care about attacking, do you? Okay, so hopefully this will finish it off. Really? Okay, well, one final Thunder Shock this time. Whether I don't miss or something. Oh good. Okay, so that Caterpie's been taken out. Should get to level 11. Yep. Trying to learn Quick Attack. This is a good move. I think I would rather have Growl rather than Tail Whip, so I'll get rid of Tail Whip. Neither are that useful, but Tail Whip is probably less useful, as Growl could soften some blows. To my Sparky. Right, this trainer is skippable, but I think I will fight it anyway. Just to gain as much experience as I can get. So, shorts are comfy and easy to wear. Probably a very good reason to wear them. He has a very boring Rattata. One thing about Quick Attack is that it has... nice, that's only a 10% chance. Quick Attack has a... Oh my god, that did a lot of damage. Sorry, Quick Attack has +1 priority. So even if you're going against, I don't know, you're level 1 and you're going against a level 100 Mewtwo or something, no matter what move that Mewtwo uses, provided it has 0 priority, Quick Attack will always hit first. There are a few moves like this. Just trying to think of some. Mach Punch is a fighting type variant. I think all the others are introduced in the next generation. I can't think of any others. But yeah. Oh, there's also Extreme Speed, which also has +1 priority. Although in Generation 5 it has +2 priority, so ends up going first a lot of the time. There are a few priority moves, mainly non-attacking moves. So for example, moves like Protect has a very high priority. I think it has +6. Could be wrong on that. Might be a little lower. But yeah. Let's use another potion, skip that animation, and let's move on. I should probably go buy more repels actually. Okay, so I think you can skip that girl if you fight this guy, but if you go behind this guy you have to fight both, I think. So I will fight both, but let's just do it this way. Okay, so we'll just use Thunder Shock almost constantly. I'm surprised this hasn't poisoned me more than a billion times already. Poison Sting always seems to poison. And a Caterpie. Could be a Metapod by now. There are new Pokemon in this route, but I don't think I'll cover them until I get to the grass. Although I guess I could cover them now. Yeah, why not? Okay, well, the first Pokemon in this route is Nidoran. There are 2 variations, male and female. They are actually 2 different Pokemon rather than 2 different variations of a Pokemon. Nidoran male evolves into Nidorino at level 16, I think, and evolves into Nidoking through the use of a Moonstone, which we'll be obtaining before too long. When it evolves into Nidoking, it becomes a poison ground type. Nidoran and Nidorino are both poison types. Nidoking is a fantastic Pokemon. It has very balanced stats, decent defenses, not incredible offenses, but still pretty decent. It learns a whole variety of moves. Learns moves such as, well, some good ones: Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, Dig, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, Surf, Shadow Ball. Learns tons of them, so it can get a lot of coverage and is a very good choice for a Pokemon. It does struggle a little in the fact that its offenses aren't incredible, but it's still a decent Pokemon and it's definitely worth using. I better Quick Attack. The other Nidoran female, I think is more common in Leaf Green. You can find both in both games, but one is much rarer. There's Nidoran female now. I think I will switch. Nidoran female is the more defensive of the 2. It also is also a poison type. Evolves into Nidorina, I think level 16, and evolves into Nidoqueen through the use of a Moonstone. It's the more defensive of the 2. It basically swaps around its offensive stats with Nidoking. So its offensive stats are decent but not incredible, and its defensive stats are much better. It is a little slow. It's fast enough, but it is still quite slow. It still learns all of the good moves that Nidoking does, The problem it faces is that Nidoking's offences aren't incredible anyway. I will just head back to the Pokemon Center. Nidoking's offences aren't incredible anyway, and swapping them around for defensive stats isn't a very good idea, especially considering how many weaknesses Nidoqueen has. So out of the two, Nidoking is probably the better one, as you need as much of offense as you can get really with those two. But both are decent choices. Another new Pokemon on that route is Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff evolves into Wigglytuff through the use of a Moonstone. You can see a theme coming here. Oh, I should also buy some potions and repels. Yeah, Wigglytuff is not very good, plain and simple. It has very little offensive prowess at all. It has virtually no offensive stats to speak that you can speak of. It's very lousy. Its only decent stat is HP, which is very high. Wigglytuff is definitely useful as a defensive Pokemon, but in game it's probably better to go with offensive Pokemon rather than defensive. There's also a berry here, if you can see that little shadow. So yeah, Wigglytuff isn't a very good choice, especially with its complete lack of resistances, and ghost type moves are not very common at all. So I'd probably skip on Wigglytuff. It learns a whole load of moves, but it just doesn't have the stats to use them. The last new Pokemon I think on this route is Clefairy. Clefairy, like Wigglytuff, is a normal type. It is still defensive. It has a very high HP stat, not as high as Wigglytuff's, but still quite high. Oh, sorry, it evolves into Clefable using Moonstone. Clefable is a decent Pokemon. The problem it has is that as it's a normal type, and normal type moves, like attacking moves, are physical in this generation. It really struggles when it comes to attacking with its normal type, same type of attack bonus, as its physical attack is not very high. However, its special attack is fairly decent, and it does learn a whole plethora of moves like Nidoking does. To name some, it learns Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Psychic, moves such as that. Clefable is probably better than Wigglytuff. It's still fairly defensive, but has a high enough offences that you can use it. Of course, the only place it does struggles is using that normal type, same type attack bonus. But it's still a usable Pokemon, and it's definitely worth using. So, yeah, Nidoking is probably the best one to choose out of this route. But, yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the rest. So, let's take out that Metapod and move on very swiftly. Done like dinner. Okay, so here is the grass. I don't think there is an item, but there is a trainer here. No, I think you'll find that I didn't touch you, actually. Here's a Jigglypuff now, actually. This thing will take a while to take out, as it does have quite a high HP stat, but yeah, probably okay. Well, that didn't disprove my theory very well. Didn't prove my theory very well, sorry. That's static in action. Pound is a contact move, that did a lot of damage. And so, yeah, it has a 30% chance of... don't know why she would do that. 30% chance of paralysis infliction. So let's take that out. Got very lucky there. Did give a nice amount of experience. Yes, that is it. Let's move on. I think he's a trainer. I will skip him just for now. just because... Oh, here's Route 4, sorry. Here's a Pokemon Center. Okay, so let's just heal very quickly. And there is someone of significance in this Pokemon Center. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's this guy. No, it's not. Okay, so it's this guy. This guy gives you the opportunity of giving you a secret Pokemon called Magikarp. I'm not going to bother. Magikarp is a very useless Pokemon. It needs babying until level 20 when it evolves into the very mighty Gyarados. Gyarados in this generation is not very good. The problem it faces is that it has incredibly good physically offensive stats. It has the ability Intimidate, which lowers the opponent's attack by 1 stage, meaning it's even like good defenses are bolstered even more. The problem it has is that it has a very lousy special attack stat, and its water type moves are not going to be doing very much damage at all. And it has very few flying type moves, so you're not going to be utilising its stab at all, like Clefable for example. If you feel that you don't need its water type stab, it's an incredibly good Pokemon. It learns a good array of moves. Basically Earthquake is the main one you want. But other than that, yeah, I think that's about it. I probably would skip on Gyarados. It's an okay Pokemon, but if you definitely want one, I probably wouldn't get it now, because Magikarp is just too lousy to bother with. Wait until you get the Good Rod, or Super Rod, which is much later in the game when you can actually get yourself a decent leveled Magikarp to level up. I'm just going to pause the recording ever so quickly. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. I was just trying to make sure that I didn't forget anything. The thing I was forgetting is actually on the other side of Mount Moon. So yeah, this is Mount Moon. I probably should use repels, but okay. Well, here's a chance to go into the new Pokemon in here. First of all, let's go with Paris. Paris is a... I've got to use repels. I'm sorry. Paris is a bug grass type. It evolves into Parasect, I think, level 25. I will add an annotation if that's wrong. It's quite bad, really, to be honest. It doesn't learn very good moves. It has good physical attack, so its bug type moves are quite good. The problem is that it has no bug type moves to speak of. The only 2 saving graces it has are that it has a lot of status inducing moves, and is one of 2 Pokemon, I think, that can actually use the 100% accurate sleep move called Spore. But it doesn't get that until much later in the game anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much. And I think all of the moves it can learn are also learnt by Venusaur, and they're also learnt by other Pokemon in the game, such as Bellsprout and Oddish, which are caught much later in the game. It's very slow as well. It has a ton of weaknesses. It's just not a very good Pokemon. Definitely skip on it. Although the other saving grace is it does learn both Cut and Flash, which are needed quite early in the game. And I don't think many Pokemon can learn both, so it's probably worth catching one just for that purpose, but it's not worth using on your team. The other Pokemon which I think you saw before I went into this, before I used my Repel, was Zubat. Zubat is a Poison Flying type, evolves into Golbat at level 25. It isn't very good in this game at all. Not only will it bother you in the fact that because Crobat isn't in this part of the game, it will try to evolve, but it won't be able to. So you're going to have to find an Everstone and attach it, or else you're going to have to go through that animation every single time, which is very frustrating. Golbat is also quite defensive, which isn't very good for a flying type Pokemon. and it doesn't have very good offensive stats either. The only way I could recommend you using a Golbat is if you can trade it to Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald, or just a move that or just a game that you've completed, like say FireRed or Leaf Green, and get it up to full happiness again, because when you trade you lose all of your happiness. Get it up to full happiness and evolve it, and then trade it back, because I think you can have Crobat that way. I think. I'm not entirely sure on that, but that's the only way I could recommend it, because Crobat is actually a very good Pokemon. It's incredibly fast, has pretty decent defences, and it has fairly okay physical attack and special attack, so it can work either way. Learns decent moves all around. So yeah, I think that's about it. Golbat's probably not very good to use. It can be used as a flying HM slave if you absolutely must have it, but otherwise it's just not very good. Okay, so what you saw there was Sing. Sing is a very inaccurate sleep move, and when you get put to sleep you basically can't move for 2 to 5 turns. You can cure it with an Awakening or a full heal or something like that. So yeah. That Clefairy's finished. Clefairy is also in here very rarely, but I think you can find it on the other route. Double team. I guess I could use that. I'll exchange Growl for it. The other Pokemon in here is Geodude. Geodude is a rock ground type with evolves into Graveler at level 25 and evolves into Golem through trading. The problem that Golem has is that it's a very lopsided Pokemon, in that it has good physical based stats, so it has very good physical attack and defense, and has decent HP to back up that defense. The problem is that it has very rubbish special stats. Its special attack is dismal, its special defense is even worse, and its speed is just disgraceful. So it's also quad weak to... okay, I must switch. It's also quad weak to grass and water, meaning that it's going to struggle against those Pokemon. It's going to struggle generally in the game, and definitely struggles against the next gym. Although it's definitely usable against the 3rd gym, but it does generally do quite badly in the game. It's a decent Pokemon, but you must keep it away from grass and water type moves. And any move that is weak to that's special, so also ice type moves, you must keep it away from. It's okay. If you can trade, it's probably more usable than if you can't trade. But if you can trade, go for it. It's a decent Pokemon, you just got to be wary of its weaknesses. Okay, so this is basically Team Rocket. They are the evil gang in this game, and you must take them out periodically throughout the game. There isn't too much of a story in Mount Moon for Team Rocket. I think they're just trying to steal some fossils. But of course we will foil their plan. Take out that Zubat. So yeah, to recap, all 3 of the Pokemon in here aren't particularly good. Geodude's the best one, but even then it struggles. There I am using that word again. So there's a star piece there, you can sell that for 4,900 Poké-Dollars, which is quite nice. That was an optional area, by the way. Don't need to go down this way at all. Don't need to use that. Let's use that Repel. Let's head north ever so quickly. Okay, I don't think this is the way that I wanted to go, but let's fight this woman. She has an Oddish. Oddish is a grass type, you can't catch it yet, but yeah. I really need a solution to grass types. Although I am catching a fire type before the grass type gym, which is the 4th gym, I think. So, yeah. Absorb is a move that does damage and then heals 50% of the damage it did. It's the same as Leech Life, Mega Drain and Giga Drain. So be wary of that. So here's Bellsprout, the Leaf Green equivalent to Oddish. Much lower defences, but still a decent Pokemon, and I really wish that didn't do that. Okay, I must be careful against this thing. Especially since I have no way of defending against... No, this is not good. I really must hope that I take it out this turn. Ouch. This could hurt. Yeah, so that did a lot of damage. Okay. So that's taken out. Crisis averted. I will just head back to the Pokemon Center so that I don't have to completely lose out. Right. Yeah, there's no grass yet on Route 4. You have to wait until the other side of Mount Moon before you can get to the grass, and 2 new Pokemon depending on which version you're playing. So let's keep going. Bell's Perfector off. I really don't like that. Okay, so let's rush through. Try and make this quick. Let's go south this time. Right. This is a problem. This guy has a... I think he might start with a Voltorb, but he does actually... Oh, okay, here it is. He has a Magnemite. Now, Magnemite is a very difficult Pokemon to face, in that it is a Steel type. The only Pokemon that will really get past this is... well, either Geodude, which you do catch here, or Charmeleon. Charmeleon is probably the better choice, but it is still a very risky Pokemon to face, as its Steel type, which it now has since Generation 2, means it gives it a lot of resistances. That Supersonic is also a massive annoyance, and it also has Metal Sound to reduce your special defense, so it's going to be doing a lot of damage with Thundershock. If it actually uses Thundershock, I probably will just be knocked out. Or I'm going to knock myself out at this rate. Great. So I'm going to have to go back to the Pokemon Center. Luckily water is not resisted by steel, so let's swiftly take it out. Problem is I didn't want to switch in directly for my Squirtle, as a Thundershock is bad news. Charge basically, I think it increases the power of the next electric type move by 50%. In Generation 4 onwards it does also increase your special defense by 1 stage. But Voltorb is an electric type, as you may have already guessed. Resembles a Pokeball. Let's take that out. Get to level 16, which is a magic number for Squirtle. And his evolution, I think. Yep. Okay, so we now have War Turtle. Second stage of Squirtle. I will just head back to the Pokemon Center once again. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I hope I can make it out without... Oh, good. Saves me running into a wild encounter. Right. So yeah, Mount Moon is moderately difficult. I mean, I guess it is just because I've got a Pikachu, and Pikachu's got lousy defences. But yeah. Not getting anywhere fast here. Right. Skip. Oh, I must renew that repel. Hopefully I can get through here in 600 steps. I really don't want to have to go back to the Pokemon Center once again. I don't need to go this way now. Let's fight this bug catcher. That's very true. We must go through this cave to get to Cerulean, which is the site of our next gym. Right, so that very lousy Caterpie's been taken out. Get to level 16. Pikachu's getting up there in levels. I think I will switch for this. Use my new Ball Turtle. And we'll use Water Gun. As you can see, Caterpie is just rubbish. And a Metapod, I will stay in for this. A critical hit. I think that probably did matter. Yeah, we've taken him out. Yep, we actually destroyed him. I didn't mean to press B. Switch for my War Turtle. I don't need to go that way. Don't know what I'm doing. And there's a Rare Candy. Rare Candy is essentially just a free level. Escape Rope helps you exit. I think this guy is a trainer. Okay, no he's not. This tells you about fossils. Well, it just tells you that Brock helps him find fossils. So let's carry on. We've already fought that girl. I think this is another optional area. Yeah, it is. I think there's a rocket grunt. Yeah. That rock looks suspicious. I must go check that out in a minute. I think this is the room where you get a Moonstone, so if you caught one of the previous Pokemon from the last route, this is going to be a an essential room for you. What I didn't mention before when I was talking about the two Nidorans, as well as Wigglytuff and Clefairy, is that once you evolve them through a stone, they don't learn any more new moves. I think with the exception of Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Nidoking learns Thrash at level 24, and I think Nidoqueen learns the same. Oh, Nidoking also learns Megahorn at level 43, and in that place, Nidoqueen learns Superpower. Both are pretty good moves. Superpower's probably the better one. It is a high risk move, but it's quite high reward. I was right, that rock did look suspicious. Is this the Moonstone? Oh, okay, no it's not. It's just TM46 Thief. A fairly rubbish Dark type move, but actually I think it is Dark type in this generation. Okay, well, let's move on. Nope, I came through here to get to Cerulean, actually. Now it's to Josh, has a Rattata. Very swiftly take out that Rattata. And I think we'll do the same for this one as well. Oh, quick attack. I am a little over leveled, I think, for this point in the game, but having 2 or 3 Pokemon at this stage is a fairly decent place to be at. You probably don't want any more than that, because you'll start struggling with the gyms. You'll be fine later on, but having more than 2 or 3 It's a little inadvisable at the moment, just because the experience will be split so many ways that you'll be quite underleveled when you get to the gym. If you want to do a bit of extra training, you're free to. It's just extra training is usually quite annoying. I think this guy's a trainer. Yeah, he is. This is the hiker. He probably has a Geodude. Oh, he does. Good job I have my War Turtle out front. Let's absolutely destroy this Geodude. Gain some experience. I think the other two Pokemon are probably just Geodudes. So we'll just destroy these. Oh, and an Onyx, okay. This is some more experience for an equally easy fight. Yeah, Rock and Ground isn't a very good type defensively. Well, especially defensively anyway. Didn't mean to do that. Really didn't mean to do that. So yeah, he gives you a bit of useful advice there. Oh, there's the Moonstone. He tells you that you can bind a key item to the select button for easy use. It's very useful for later on when you get the bicycle, but won't be of too much use to you at this point. I don't think this is the right way, but I'll go this way anyway. So another Team Rocket Grunt to absolutely destroy. Team Rocket tends to have very generic Pokemon. You'll be seeing a lot of Rattata, Zubat, and their evolutions before too long. They're very easy to take out generally. Oh, and a Sandshrew. Cool, bit of diversity at least. Well, I can take that out fairly easily. We better not release your rage over me. Right, let's move on. We'll use another repel. Only got 3 left. I hope I can make it through. Random encounters are annoying. I think this is an optional area. No, it isn't. I will go back to the other area. Same old, same old. Same old typical Pokemon from Team Rocket. But hey. Up to level 19. Trying to learn Bite, a dark type move. Now that could come in very useful for the next gym. I think I will get rid of Tail Whip for this. As one of the Pokemon in the gym is part Psychic, so a dark type move would be very good. Especially since I'm resistant to all of the water type moves. And will be a backup in case Sparky bites the dust. So let's use a Thunder Shock and swiftly take out that Zubat. I'm mad that you've got so many boring Pokemon. Oh, apparently he didn't tell you that. I just clicked select by accident. Suspicious Rock and another Moonstone. Okay, so this is where you want to go, but I think I will head back. Oh god, I think I will head back just to check out that area that I didn't explore. It's a bit annoying that I don't have more repels, but I have to brave through it. Oh, okay, it's just literally an item and a revive. A revive, as the name implies, revives your Pokemon from fainting and revives it to half of its health. unless you get a max revive, which does exactly the same but revives it fully. So unfortunately it looks like I'm going to have to be going into world encounters, which is really annoying. I don't think there isn't too much longer left of the dungeon, but here's a Geodude, the one new Pokemon that I didn't fight before. Okay, so here is I think this is probably one of the only required fights here. He's a scientist. Okay, a super nerd. And he has a Grimer. Grimer is a poison type. Very specially defensive. Doesn't have too many weaknesses. It's a good Pokemon. You'll be able to get it before too long. And a Voltorb. Oh, he has two more Pokemon. I'm sorry. Huh. 1 in 20 chance and you missed. All of the hacks seem to be on my side lately. Okay, I thought he did have one. Yep, this is Coughing. Poison type, like Grimer, although Coughing is a physically defensive poison type. Okay, so this is Poison Gas. Essentially it's the same as Poison Sting, but always guarantees poison if it hits, and doesn't do any damage other than the poison damage. Luckily I still have a few antidotes, so we'll be fine. Ah, almost get to level 20. Okay, so these fossils are not going to be of too much use to you straight away. Later on in the game, and I mean later on, after the 7th gym, you can revive these into, depending on which fossil you take, you can revive them into one of two Pokemon. The Dome fossil gets revived into Kabuto, and the Helix fossil gets revived into Omanyte. I think I will pick the Dome fossil. I guess I'll give them a review now, despite the fact that you can't really use them until after the 7th gym. But they, at least these wild encounters will give me some time. I will kill... No, I won't actually. The Dome fossil is revived into Kabuto. Kabuto is probably the... It's probably the better one of the two. It evolves into Kabutops at level 40, and you only get it at level 5, so it does require a lot of training. But if you can deal with that, it's a good Pokemon. It's got very high attack, decent speed. Its physical defense is quite good, and its special defense is fairly lousy. So keep it away from grass type attacks. It's a rock and water type. Its special attack is not very good at all, so I probably wouldn't concentrate using its water type moves, and probably concentrate more on using its rock type moves. But it's a very good Pokemon, and it's definitely worth using. As for Omanyte, it basically switches all of its stats around, so it becomes a very good specially orientated Pokemon. So it has very good special attack, and I think it has good special defense. But it is a... Oh, actually, no, I think it has good physical defense. It's a rock and water type as well, so do keep it away from grass type attacks. It is much slower than Kabutops. Evolves into Omastar at level 40. Also gotten at level 5, so be careful with that. And I probably wouldn't concentrate too much on its rock type moves, concentrate more on its water type moves. So you'll only have either or for those two, so pick whichever one you think you'll need later on in the game. Okay, so as for these two are move tutors. They teach you either Mega Punch or Mega Kick, depending on which one you talk to. They can only be taught once, but a lot of Pokemon can learn these two moves. Mega Punch is probably the more reliable of the two, but Mega Kick is much more powerful. So they can both learn it. I don't think I'll bother with them right now. I think Mega Punch is 80 power, has 85% accuracy, and is a normal type move. it's pretty decent. It's a decent move until you get Return, which is a much better normal type move. Mega Kick on the other hand has 120 power, much less power points. I think it has slightly lower accuracy as well. So do be careful when using those moves, but they're very powerful if you can actually get them to hit. Here's another berry, a raspberry. Wonder where they got that name from. TMO5 contains raw. Won't be too useful in game, but if you fancy switching your opponent's team around slightly, then that would be a decent move to you. Since we're here, I must also stress that once you jump down this ledge, you'll be in Cerulean City, and you cannot come back to this route or any of the previous routes or cities until much later in the game. So if you want a Pokemon here, you must catch it now. There are two new Pokemon depending on which game you're playing. If you're playing FireRed, you'll have Ekans. I will just wander around, see if I can find something. Ekans is a poison type. It is... oh, here's one now. It can have the ability to Intimidate or Shed Skin. Intimidate is probably the better one of the two because it lowers their lowers the opponent's physical attack, meaning it can soften blows. So it's good against ground types. I don't think I'll spend too long here. I will just get to level 20. Ekans, when it evolves into Arbok at level 30, I'm not too good at that evolution family, so you may want to just correct me. Or I'll add an annotation, that's probably easier. It's a decent Pokemon, it can learn a lot of good moves. Has very balanced stats. It's best in physical attack, but is decent all around really. It's not an incredible Pokemon, but it's okay. It's, you know, it's not worth using, but it's usable. The other Pokemon on this route, if you're playing Leaf Green, is Sandshrew. You've seen Sandshrew a couple of times. It's a ground type. I'm just heading to the Pokemon Center here. Sandshrew is a ground type. It evolves into Sandslash at level 22. Again, like Geodude, it's a very lopsided Pokemon. It's quite slow, has very lousy special attack and special defense, but is very good in physical defense and physical attack. Its HP stat is not too bad either. It's essentially just a Geodude without the rock type. It's worth using, but it's not incredible. Although you don't have to play around with that rock. I keep saying rock. You don't have to worry about that water and grass weakness so badly. But I'd probably still keep it away from water and rock. I keep saying rock, water and grass types, because it's going to struggle against them. So keep it away from the next gym. But it's probably more usable than Arbok, but it's a decent Pokemon. It's usable. It's probably more usable than Arbok, but it's not too bad. There are probably better ground types such as Nidoking, but it's still decent. Okay, so I think I'll end this here for this episode. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and on the next episode I think we'll explore Cerulean City. I don't know whether the gym is accessible straight away, it might not be, but if it is, we'll do the gym. If it isn't, we'll head up to Nugget Bridge and explore the northern routes and get into a Pokemon that is very good and it's definitely usable. Probably one of the best Pokemon in the game actually. So yeah, we'll cover that on the next episode, and I'll see you next time. See you later.